I've spent the entire weekend planning, obsessing, and stressing over the immediate future of my finances now that I have my raise. So here's the plan, and I want to know what you think. With some extra money and my new paycheck, when I'm looking ahead, my 9 to 5 can completely cover my bills. So I want to completely separate that money and those transactions from my everyday spending. I want the money for my 9 to 5 and my dependent care fund to go into my Ally bank account, and all of my fixed expenses like bills, rent, subscriptions, and savings will come out of that account. I don't want to allow myself to have access to that money to cover any of my variable spending like groceries, gas, and dining out, because I want the eventual surplus that I'm gonna have from my 9 to 5 to go directly towards paying off more debt or building my savings. All of my money that I make from my side hustles is what's going to cover my variable spending. I average about $250 a month, but I've managed to push that number higher in the past 2 months. So I want to challenge myself to keep that up and use that money for groceries, gas, coffee, whatever. I work from home and it's just me and my daughter, so I think we can and have lived off a relatively low budget in this area. And I think it would be really motivating to make my variable spending dependent on my side hustle income, because instead of trying to make money to fill the endless void that is the gap between my bills and my 9 to 5 income, it's going directly to an area that I'm allowed to spend from. This is probably already controversial, but where I think it will get more so is I plan to use my Apple credit card for the spending and pay it off from the money I earn from side hustles, and it's deposited into my Chase account. I want to do this because it'll give me a little more time to build up that fund, since not all side hustle money pays out immediately. The card gets cash back, has a low limit, and I want to practice using a credit card responsibly. To avoid interest, I want to pay off the balance every month, but after I build up the buffer in my Chase account, I want to pay off the card every time I use it. I don't think it's necessary for everyone, but I do think it's a good idea for someone trying to stay disciplined and relearn spending. This plan is just for now. I think with personal finance, you have to constantly pivot to your situation. And before, I was in the don't make enough money to cover my bills era, and now I'm in the this could not be a disaster if you stay disciplined era, which honestly has never been my forte, but I've also never had hundreds of people encouraging me, so let's see how this goes.